All right, let me just clear up this stuff about the borderline, because some people are claiming that you are actually allowed to land punches below the belly button. It's absolute nonsense. Here is the belly button on Alexander Usyk. I'll show you a close-up. That's the belly button right there. You see the indent? It's just below the top of the protector. So it'll be up here. You are not allowed to land punches here. The borderline, which is represented here by this green line, is the southernmost limit that any portion of your glove can connect. It only extends about 1.5 inches below the belly button. Is your fist with a boxing glove on it only 1.5 inches wide? Obviously not. With a heavyweight like Dubois, it's going to be at least 4 or 5 inches wide. So it's not going to fit within the margins of this 1.5 inch space, is it? Not unless you're the smallest midget in the world. Hence, you're not allowed to land punches below the belly button. The borderline is there in case a small portion of your glove strays slightly below the belly button. It's not there so you can land an entire fist below the belly button with just your thumb inside the borderline. That's completely ridiculous. People are literally acting like any punch below the waistband is legal as long as it's not on the test, which is complete and utter bullshit. Now, as far as certain boxers and even a retired referee in Joe Cortez saying it was a legal punch, I think a lot of these people haven't actually seen the punch land from this particular angle. I think what a lot of them have seen is this, which is being circulated by Team Dubois, Frank Warren, etc. Obviously. From this angle, yeah, it looks like a borderline shot, maybe slightly over the borderline, but definitely not as blatantly low as it looks from the other angle, right here. Because again, this punch had an upward trajectory. It lands way south of the border here, and as Dubois continues to rotate, the glove slides up the trunks and ends up somewhere up here. So if you carefully pick the right screenshot or the right photograph, you can make it look as though it was a borderline shot rather than a blatantly low shot. When I first saw the slow-mo from the other angle, again, it looked like a borderline shot to me. That's why I said as much in my post-fight video. And again, borderline meaning part of the glove was below the navel, but not much. And by the way, the legality of a borderline shot is at the referee's discretion. For example, Carcino posted this clip in a video on his channel. The referee in this fight, as you can see, he's making a hand gesture there on this guy's waist. And he told both fighters that any shots on the waistband will be counted as low blows. See his hand here at the top of the guy's waistband, all of his waistband is below. He said any shots on the waistband will be counted as low blows. Waistband shots are totally off limits. So he did not allow borderline shots at all, this referee. And again, this is a WBO referee, whereas other refs will allow punches on the waistband. They will allow borderline shots. It's at the referee's discretion. So unless the ref has contradicted himself in the Usyk-Dubois fight, whereby before the fight he said borderline shots are okay, but during the fight he called them low blows, then you don't have a leg to stand on. Besides, once I saw the punch from this angle, I realized it wasn't even a borderline shot anyway. It was actually a full-on low blow. And I really got a laugh at Frank Warren showing this video backstage before the fight where Don Charles is asking the ref to watch out for Usyk's shorts being too high, as if that's somehow evidence that they actually were too high. It's the most bizarre attempt at gaslighting I think I've ever seen. And as I've shown you before, the irony here is that Daniel Dubois' shorts were actually higher than Usyk's shorts. Look at the distance between the bottom of Dubois' pec muscle and the top of his shorts. Compare that to the distance between the bottom of Usyk's pec muscle and the top of his shorts. There's a much bigger space here than there is here because Dubois' shorts were pulled higher. Again, going back to this picture here, you can clearly see the indent right there of Usyk's belly button at the top of his shorts. Have a look at the close-up again, right here. That's where Usyk's belly button is. You can see it. Let's make it big for you here. Look, this is perfectly normal. Most fighters' trunks are exactly like this, with the belly button slightly covered by the very top of the protector. These are not especially high shorts. These are not shorts that would necessarily require a referee to allow punches on the waistband. So the amount of reaching going on here over this issue is absolutely incredible. Man are moving like Inspector Gadget out here, or Stretch Armstrong. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I recommend this video right here from Dan Morley, who's a pro boxer himself, sums things up very well. I'm out.